How you doing, Consulted by Jedi family? We're back with part two of the story of how this man went from 0 to 20 mil, and I honestly find it very motivating and motivational, and I want to share it with you all. So I made a part two so we can watch it together and not have it be one long big ass video because y'all don't want to get drowned out. So let's get into how we actually started making the funds from here.
I couldn't really talk to anybody about it or reach out to anybody about it because I felt like, I really didn't have any friends at this point in time in my life. I was super depressed because my just social, I just had a lot of anxiety,
Yeah.
and I wasn't leaving my dorm room, and I felt like I couldn't talk to my parents because they're telling me like, what the fuck are you doing over there in college? You're throwing your life away. You need to get yourself together. So it felt like they were super disappointed in me, especially after we had had this conversation of me saying, I'm going to do this thing with my life. And then they're seeing all of these notifications come through from the bank, and they're like, holy shit, our son's in trouble, essentially.
Right.
Like me
They're panicking.
here now in the successful position that I'm in, I can see it from their perspective, where they they just wanted the best for me, and they're seeing me with bank account notifications saying, hey,
Right.
your son's bank account is at zero. And
Right.
I'm telling them like, it's fine, and they're also like hearing stories about me in college, and they know that I'm not necessarily making the right choices over there, so I can see it from their perspective now.
Right.
But
And another thing people don't talk about when you have parents, like super traditional parents, they have a 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or they went to college and they got a job like that or a career like that. Nothing wrong with that. But the problem with that is, it's just like it's hard for them to understand you want to do something different because they never had that option. So when you grow, like even me, I'm growing up, I'm telling my people I want to do YouTube, I want to start doing a business, I want to do this online. They're thinking to me like, okay, I've never heard anyone that's successful from that or seen anyone be successful from that personally. So it's hard for them to understand what they don't get. Or it's hard for them to even comprehend like what they've never seen before. So sometimes you do got to give your parents some grace, but I do say there is a better way that parents can go about it. Like parents don't try to educate themselves on things. They always think they just know what's going on. You still are never too old to learn. You always have to educate yourself on what's really going on outside because times change. But when the internet first came around when they was young, the people that hopped on the internet first time got rich. When crypto came around, people that hopped on that first got rich. Now it's the same with AI. Now we just got to keep progressing.
me, I was like, I know what I'm doing, and I know how I'm going to change my life. I just have to like give it time. Like I'm so committed to this day trading thing, and I know that I'm going to be able to make this work. And again, throughout all of that, it was just like a super dark period for me of just trying to figure it the fuck out. And once that negative $2,000 hit my bank account, I was like, okay, I need to turn my life around. So I started door dashing, and while I was door dashing, I would have my AirPods in, and I was pretty much listening. I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. I was literally just like, I need to make money right the fuck now, and I'm going to turn, like, it was just like a surge of emotion and a surge of motivation. So I was listening to audiobooks, I was listening to money podcasts. Okay,
Yeah, that's what it takes.
like literally listening to anything that was related to money, and I like fully dedicated myself, and I was like, look, I'm going to change my life. While all of this was happening, I was able to slowly get myself out of debt, which was great. And also the money that I was throwing into crypto back when school was just started to go up, which was really awesome for me. And then also when that money started to go up in crypto, I was able to finally start to get the hang of the day trading thing and able to start making like pretty sustainable money for myself. And that's really where my life was able to turn around, where I went into like just this rock bottom state. And I feel like a lot of successful people have this story where you never really hear a success story from somebody that is just like in the middle, where they're like, yeah, my life was comfortable, my life was good,
Yeah.
and then I just got massively successful from
Exactly.
there. They may be middle class, but then they'll almost take themselves out of middle class and then like throw themselves in the dirt, not purposely, but because they have those huge ambitions for themselves.
You got to grow.
They'll be living comfortably, and then because they have those huge ambitions, they'll shoot for the stars, and then they'll fall and crash, and then they'll fall and crash again, and it kind of puts them in this rock bottom state. And then eventually they get out of that rock bottom state, and then that leads them to success. The majority of people that you hear that are massively successful, they all kind of have this rock bottom story of where they finally decide to change their life for the better, or they're sick of the shit that they had been dealing with, or like there's always some sort of catalyst that kickstarts everybody's big path to success. And for me, that was like the negative $2,000 in my bank account. And then luckily for me, crypto started taking off and I was able to be far more financially stable and sustainable because of crypto taking off. And with that, it helped me actually be able to get my day trading on track, because before I was day trading in order to make money.
Okay.
And obviously what was happening, I was losing all the money because my headspace was wrong with trading. I was like, I need trading to work for me right now today. I need to pass this account and I need to get this payout so that I can pay for my rent. I need to pass this account and I need this payout so I can put food on the table. Like there was several times, I mean, this was I called it a hack, but it was literally me stealing. But yeah, literally every single, this is crazy. Literally every single night at the end of my DoorDash shift, I wouldn't have any money and I would be waiting for the money to go from the DoorDash app into my bank account.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I have nothing to eat. So
you're gonna steal the DoorDash.
Every single shift that I would do, I would take it and I would go home and that would be my dinner for the night. And it's super embarrassing that I have to like sit on here and tell you guys about that, but that's the
truth though. That's what happened.
The shit that I was doing.
Even for me on my come up story, bro, when I was broke in Chicago, like I dropped out of college and I was really trying to make some shit work, man. I'm like, look, let me tell you what I was eating, gang. I would go to Whole Foods, get a slice or a loaf of bread, peanut butter and jelly, and some chips. And that shit would last me, nigga. Fuck you talking about. And then when I did have a little money on, nigga, it was a good day if I was able to go to Chipotle. Great day if I was walking up the streets, go to Chipotle. And usually I'm just getting Choli's because they had, like, you don't know what Choli's is, but it's a pizza place in Chicago. It still might be there. $3 slice. It was like $4.50 or something, like, you know what I mean? For like slicing some fries, it used to be like $2.50. She up to like $4.50, but still for under $5 slicing some fries, shit, nigga, that was good days too. Like, people have to go through these periods in their life so you can have the ambition to make something for yourself, because if you don't have the ambition, you're never really gonna get there. You gotta take yourself from being comfortable and put yourself in a worse position, not possible, but one of the worst positions, because that's how you're gonna figure out how to make more money from here.
And bro, there was even sometimes like where I would pull up with literally like no gas in my car, and again, because I had no money in my bank account, I would have to ask the people at the door. I would wait at the door with their food and I would ask them for a tip, like a physical dollar bill tip, so that I could put gas in my car.
I know, that's crazy.
On that was super embarrassing.
That's crazy.
But those were like
the dark days,
big life-changing moments that I think set me on the path to be where I'm at today, where it was super humbling. Like I kind of had to get thrown into the dirt, and I kind of had to be in that rock bottom state to be able to get to where I'm at today.
Right.
So again, all of that happens, you know, crazy, whatever, hit rock bottom, but then awesome, I'm able to get out of that debt and crypto starts taking off. I'm far more financially stable now. And my day trading starts taking off as well, because now I'm no longer thinking about I need to trade in order to pay rent.
Now you can actually trade the right way.
I just want to understand the skill of trading. And luckily for me, I had already been trading for several years. I already understood the skill of trading.
Right.
But I was over trading and I was over risking. I was over leveraging because I needed to make money from trading. But when it shifted the gears of, okay, I no longer necessarily need to make money from trading. I just need to be good at the skill of trading. And I know that if I can focus on the skill of trading, then from there, money will just come naturally, where I didn't necessarily have this constant pressure of like, you need to pay rent, you need to eat, of putting that like, and that's emotional stress on my own trading, where like I would get on the charts and I'm like, I need to make this much money today. That's an issue, because what happens if you lose money? Then you start freaking out and then you place another trade to try and make up for that loss, and then also to make the money that you need for that day. So
but this doesn't only apply for trading though. This applies for life in general, because a lot of people are trying to make so much money right now that they really aren't doing the things that they should. They're just trying to money. They aren't like really nurturing their craft into, not nurturing the craft. They're not nurturing their business. They're not actually actively trying to get better at their craft. They're not working on their public relations and their customer relation skills. They're just trying to get money. When you take a step back and you focus on all of this, then you're going to be in a way better position to make money. When you focus on one thing, it's like, I'm making money, but I'm not really doing the most that I can right now because I'm not maximizing all of my, what's the word I'm looking for? All of my expertise. I'm not pushing everything into what I could be doing. But this is once again a great story, and it's so long. I just want to keep making different parts to it, because I don't want it all to get trapped in one video. So I'm also going to make another part to this. But I appreciate you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next video.